The transmission cut through every frequency humanity possessed. Queen Zarthix's face filled screens across Earth, crystalline features sharp as broken glass, eyes like dying stars. By decree of the Galactic Council, humanity is classified as servile species. You will submit to labor quotas. Resistance means extinction. Silence gripped the planet for exactly 4 seconds. Then the defense grids activated themselves. Admiral Sarah Chen watched her command console light up without touching it. Every military installation on Earth responded simultaneously. Not to orders, but to collective rage. She'd served 30 years. Never seen anything like this. Admiral, her communications officer whispered. We're receiving, Christ. Encrypted signals from civilian networks. They've cracked military encryption. They want to fight. Stand down, Chen said quietly. Let them through. The messages flooded in. Teenagers in Jakarta had hacked satellite weapons. Engineers in Munich offered fusion core overrides. A grandmother in Lagos sent schematics for converting cargo ships into kinetic bombardment platforms. Chen's hand trembled over the response key. Protocol demanded she shut this down. Humanity's survival depended on organized command structure, not chaos. The screen blinked.
New transmission incoming.
Zarthix appeared again, but this time her certainty had cracked. Your silence speaks defiance. Send your leaders to negotiate terms or... Every alien communication satellite around Earth went dark simultaneously. Chen's tactical officer looked up, face pale. Ma'am, that wasn't us. Then who? Everyone. The data streams showed it clearly. Millions of individual attacks from home computers, university servers, gaming rigs, phones. Humanity hadn't organized. Humanity had synchronized. A distributed fury no central command could replicate. Chen made her decision. Open all channels. Military, civilian, corporate, academic. If they want to fight, we fight as one species. The floodgates opened. Within hours, Earth transformed. Automated factories retooled for weapons production guided by crowdsourced designs. Orbital construction crews abandoned commercial projects and started building something none of them could name but all understood. Retired engineers worked alongside students. Artists calculated firing solutions. Poets wrote code. The alien fleet arrived 3 days later. 600 warships, each capable of glassing a continent. They assumed surrender was inevitable. They were wrong. The first ship to enter lunar orbit simply disappeared. No explosion, no debris. Security footage from Earth's moon base showed a flash of impossible mathematics. Then nothing. Zarthix herself commanded the second wave. Her flagship, the Eternal Dominion, carried weapons that had ended civilizations. She watched her tactical display as another 12 ships vanished approaching Mars. Analysis, she demanded. Her science officer's mandibles clicked nervously. Unknown weapon. No energy signature matches our database. It's as if space itself rejects their presence. Impossible. What species develops dimensional weapons in 3 days? One we shouldn't have threatened, Your Majesty. Zarthix's throne chamber fell silent. She'd conquered 47 species. All had begged, negotiated, or collapsed. None had done this. A transmission pierced her shields. Encrypted with mathematics her best cryptographers couldn't touch. It decrypted itself on her personal screen.
A human face appeared. Elderly woman, gray hair, wearing a university sweater.
Queen Zarthix? This is Dr. Patricia Okonkwo, professor of theoretical physics. I helped design the weapon that destroyed your ships. Me and about 40,000 colleagues. We worked it out on collaborative forums. Really quite elegant. You want to negotiate? No. Dr. Okonkwo smiled gently. I want you to understand something. You threatened to enslave us. You expected fear. You don't understand what you've actually done. Enlighten me. You've united us. Every human, every nation, every ideology, every grudge and grievance, gone. Replaced by one singular purpose. Proving you wrong. We're not a servile species, Your Majesty. We're the species that splits atoms for fun and touches stars because they're there. You've given us a common enemy. Do you know what humans do when we focus?
Then another.
Call them back, Doctor, Okonkwo said softly. Call back every ship. Leave Sol System. Tell the Galactic Council that humanity declines their offer. Do it now and you'll survive. Keep threatening us and we'll show you what 3 days of angry innovation looks like. Zarthix killed the transmission. Looked at her tactical display. 73 ships gone now. The weapons came from everywhere. Surface installations, orbital platforms, the asteroid belt. No pattern. No predictability. Our military advisor approached cautiously. Your Majesty, recommend immediate withdrawal. We're fighting an entire species operating as one distributed network. Every human is a combatant. Every computer is a weapons platform. This isn't war. It's evolution, Zarthix finished quietly. We pushed them to evolve. The fleet retreated. But Earth wasn't finished. As alien ships fled toward the system's edge, new transmissions reached them. Not threats, educational materials. Humanity's art, music, literature, science, everything that made them human, translated into 600 languages. A message beneath it all. This is who you tried to enslave. Remember it. Admiral Chen stood in the command center as the last alien vessel jumped to hyperspace. Around her, the organized chaos of combined human effort continued. Military working with hackers. Scientists collaborating with garage inventors. Unity born not from authority, but from shared purpose. Her communications officer approached carrying a tablet. Ma'am, incoming message from the Galactic Council. They're apologizing. Requesting diplomatic relations. Offering full sovereignty and protection. Tell them we'll consider it, Chen said. After we finish what we started. What did we start? Chen gestured at the screens showing construction projects around Mars, the asteroid belt, Jupiter's moons, projects that had begun as weapons and were already transforming into something else. They wanted to know what kind of species we are, Chen said. Now we're showing them. We're the species that turns threats into opportunities. That builds faster than they can destroy, when pushed to compete. She pulled up the data streams, millions of humans still working, still creating, still proving the galaxy wrong about what humanity could become. We're the species that says no to slavery, and we're just getting started. But the work continued, because humanity had discovered something precious in those 3 days of fury, what they could accomplish together. The alien queen saw Earth's answer, and in her throne chamber, surrounded by advisors calculating how badly they'd miscalculated, Zarthix understood the truth that would reshape the galaxy. Some species you conquer, others you awaken. Humanity was awake now, and the universe would never be the same. Queen Zarthix didn't sleep after the retreat. Sleep was for species without consequences haunting them. Her throne chamber remained lit by emergency protocols, tactical displays still showing Sol systems and possible defenses, 73 warships lost, not destroyed, erased from existence using mathematics her empire's greatest minds couldn't comprehend. Her chief advisor, Kurtos, entered without announcement. His scales had dulled since the withdrawal. Your Majesty, the Council demands explanation.
They're questioning your authority.
Let them. Zarthix studied the data streams humanity had sent during their retreat.
Music, poetry.
Scientific papers. Kurthos, how long did it take our empire to develop dimensional displacement weapons? After acquiring the technology from the Velkari, humanity invented it from scratch in 72 hours. Using civilian infrastructure, while simultaneously coordinating planetary defense.
Without central command structure.
She turned from the displays. Tell me honestly, could our empire do that? Kurthos' silence answered. I didn't think so. Zarthix pulled up the transmission from Dr. Okonkwo, played it again. The elderly human's calm certainty cut deeper than any weapon. We encountered 47 species before this. All of them looked to governments, leaders, hierarchies. When we threatened, they fragmented. Humans did the opposite. Perhaps that makes them more dangerous, Your Majesty, or more valuable. Zarthix made a decision. Prepare my personal shuttle, skeleton crew. No weapons. I'm going to Earth. Donna Sessavez, scales paled. Your Majesty, that's... The Council wants answers? I'll get them directly.
What?
She stood, and I'll bring them something else. The truth they need to hear. 2 days later, Zarthix's shuttle entered Earth's orbit broadcasting surrender codes and one simple message. Request audience with human leadership. Unarmed vessel. Solo diplomatic mission. The response came from Admiral Chen. Send your ambassador. I have no ambassador qualified for this conversation, Zarthix replied personally. What I did requires what my species calls throne face. Direct accountability. I wronged humanity. I will face humanity. Silence stretched across space. Then, Beijing. 1 hour. Come alone. Simple table, 6 chairs, white walls. Admiral Chen sat with 5 others, a teenager from Jakarta, Dr. Okonkwo, the Munich engineer, the Lagos grandmother, a fisherman from Peru who'd apparently hacked 3 satellites during his lunch break. Zarthix entered, alone, as promised. Her crystalline features reflected the fluorescent lights as she stood before humanity's representatives. Chen spoke first. You have 5 minutes to explain why we shouldn't consider your presence an act of war. Because I'm here to surrender, Zartek said quietly. Not my fleet, not my empire. Myself. The teenager Indira, according to Chen's introduction, leaned forward. Explain. I gave the order to enslave your species. That order came from me personally, based on intelligence that proved catastrophically wrong. The Galactic Council bears responsibility, but the command was mine. Zarthex placed her hands on the table. In my empire, such failure demands personal accountability. I offer myself for justice under human law. Okonkwo studied her carefully. You're serious. But first I need to explain what you've done. Not to my fleet, to the Galactic Order itself. Chen gestured. Speak. Zarthex pulled up a holographic display. The galaxy operates on hierarchies. Dominant species control resources, labor, territory. The Council maintains this through threat assessment. Any species showing aggression gets classified as threat or opportunity. The display showed Earth's data. Pre-industrial until recently, scattered governments, internal conflicts, perfect for gradual integration as labor class. You made a mistake, Belego's grandmother said softly. A fundamental one. We assessed your divisions as weakness, your independence as chaos, your diversity as inefficiency. Zarthex changed the display to show humanity's 3-day revolution. We never encountered a species that treats threat as catalyst. You don't unite through authority. You unite through shared purpose. That terrifies the Council. Good, Indira said. You don't understand. 37 species are watching what happened here. Species we classified as servile. They're wondering why they accept Council authority when humanity simply refused. Your defiance isn't just military victory. It's ideological revolution. The fisherman from Peru spoke for the first time. You're saying we started something? You started everything. Zarthex met each human's eyes. The galaxy has operated the same way for millennia. Dominant species exploit weaker ones. The system stays stable because everyone accepts their place. You didn't just reject your classification. You demonstrated that classification is meaningless against coordinated will. Every servile species now knows slavery is optional.
And the Council sent you to negotiate new terms.
The Council wants Earth destroyed as example. Prove to the servile species that resistance brings extinction. Zarthex straightened. I came to warn you. And to help you survive what's coming. Okonkwo asked the question they were all thinking. Why? Why help the species that destroyed your fleet? Because you were right. Zarthex's voice carried centuries of weight. I watched your transmissions. Read your literature, studied your history. You're not perfect. You've enslaved each other, committed atrocities, nearly destroyed yourselves, but you also ended those practices through internal evolution. You questioned authority, changed your own systems, grew beyond your worst impulses. She paused. My empire has never done that. We maintain the same hierarchy we established 3,000 years ago. We've stagnated. And I didn't realize it until I saw what you accomplished in 3 days. You want us to change your empire, Chen said. I want you to change the galaxy. But first, you need to survive the Council's response. Zarthex pulled up new data. They're assembling a suppression fleet. 5,000 ships. Weapons designed to crack planets.
They'll arrive in 90 days.
Indira laughed, not from humor, from disbelief. 5,000 ships. They really don't learn. But they commit absolutely. Zarthex looked at each human. Your distributed network defense won't work against this. They'll saturate your system with simultaneous attacks, overwhelm your coordination through pure volume. I've seen them do it to 23 species who resisted. None of those species were human, the Munich engineer said quietly.
No, but I need you to understand the stakes.
This isn't about Earth anymore. If the Council breaks you, 37 servile species return to slavery knowing resistance is hopeless. If you win, the entire galactic order collapses. Both sides understand this. That's why they're sending everything. Chen walked to the window overlooking Beijing. What do you suggest? Don't fight them alone. The galaxy has 40 species outside Council control. Independents, isolationists, fringe colonies. They won't defend you, but they'll watch. Make them witness something they've never seen. Show them what organized resistance looks like. Give them the option to join something new.
You're talking about building an alliance, Dr. Okonkwo said.
I'm talking about building an alternative, a galactic structure based on cooperation instead of hierarchy. Species working together instead of dominating each other. It's radical, probably impossible. But if any species can accomplish the impossible, Zarthix gestured at the humans before her. You invented dimensional weapons using gaming computers while eating breakfast. Impossible seems to be your specialty. The Lagos grandmother smiled. You know what happens when someone tells humans something can't be done? Out of spite, if necessary, Zarthix returned the smile carefully. I've been studying your history. It's inspiring, often simultaneously. If we do this, build this alliance, challenge the Council, we need something more than weapons. We need a vision, something worth fighting for. What are we building? The room fell silent. The question hung there, heavy with possibility. The fisherman from Peru spoke again. My name's Mateo. I spent my life on the ocean, watching it die from pollution, overfishing, climate change. Thought it was hopeless. Then the alien broadcast happened, and suddenly everyone started working together. We fixed 3 environmental crises in 2 days because we finally had common purpose. He looked at Zarthix. I think we're building what we should have built all along. A system where nobody gets to be master. Where survival means cooperation, not domination. Indira nodded. A galaxy where teenager from Jakarta can work with engineer from Munich without Empire forcing them. Where everyone contributes because they want to, not because they're enslaved. A galactic network instead of galactic hierarchy. Dr. Bezos, Okonkwo added. Distributed authority. Shared purpose. Like we built on Earth in 3 days, but spanning star systems. Zarthix listened, her ancient certainty crumbling. You're describing a complete restructuring of galactic civilization. Yes, Chen said. Is there another option? Survival? Isolation? Build your defenses and hide behind them. That's fear. Chen met the alien queen's eyes. You came here offering surrender. I'll give you counteroffer. Join us. Not as subject, not as ally, as equal partner. Help us build what you described. Use your knowledge of council tactics to prepare our defense. Teach us about the galaxy, learn from us about cooperation. Show those 37 servile species that even empires can change. Zarthix felt something unfamiliar. Hope wrestling with terror. The council will brand me traitor. My own empire will hunt me. Then you'll be refugee like the millions humanity has sheltered throughout history. The Lagos grandmother said gently. We're good at protecting people who need protection. Part of what makes us human. Destroyed civilizations. Upheld system you're trying to end. And now you're here trying to prevent that system from destroying us, Mateo said. Redemption starts with choice. You're choosing. That matters. Zarthix looked at her hands. Crystalline fingers that had signed execution orders, commanded fleets, maintained empire, now trembling. If I do this, there's no returning. Everything I built, everything I am, becomes something new, Chen finished. We're all building something new. Question is whether you're brave enough to join us. The alien queen who'd conquered 47 species, who'd ruled empires spanning 3,000 years, who'd never questioned her authority to dominate, she laughed, quiet at first, then building. Brave enough, she repeated. You unified your species in 3 days, and now you're asking me about bravery. The laughter faded to something serious. Yes, I'll join you. Not because I think we'll succeed, because you've shown me there's something worth attempting. Even if it fails. It won't fail, Indira said. Failure would be easy. Success is harder. We're human. We choose harder. Chen extended her hand. Ancient gesture of peace and partnership. Zarthix looked at it, understanding the symbolism. She reached out, felt human skin against crystalline surface. Then we start planning, Chen said. 90 days to prepare defense. And to build foundation for new galactic order. Dr. Okonkwo, coordinate with Zarthix on council fleet patterns. Indira, start reaching out to independent species. Mateo, work with our orbital construction teams. We're not just building weapons. We're building proof that another way is possible. The Lagos grandmother stood, and I'll make sure every human knows what we're fighting for. Not just Earth's survival. Everyone's freedom. The Munich engineer nodded.
I'll coordinate global production. If we're supplying not just ourselves but potential allies, we need capacity we don't have.
We've got 90 days, an entire planet motivated. Let's show the galaxy what humans do when we have deadline. They worked through the night, 6 humans and 1 former empress, sketching plans that would reshape civilization. Zarthix shared council fleet tactics, expected attack patterns, weaknesses in their command structure. It was countered with strategies that made no tactical sense but might work anyway because they ignored conventional warfare completely. As dawn broke over Beijing, Zartik stood at the window watching sunrise. She'd seen suns rise over conquered worlds, celebrated dawns, victorious dawns. This felt different, uncertain, fragile. Possible. Chen joined her. Second thoughts? Constant thoughts, but second thoughts imply I had first thoughts. I never questioned the system, just operated within it. Zarthix watched, light spread across the city. Your species questions everything. It's exhausting. It's how we survive, how we improve, how we ensure we don't become what you were. What I was, Zarthix agreed. What I'm trying not to be. She turned to Chen. The Council fleet will come. They'll attempt extermination, and even if we stop them, others will follow. The galaxy doesn't change easily. Neither does humanity. We'll change it anyway. Chen smiled. Besides, we've got something the Council doesn't understand. We've got 8 billion angry humans who just discovered what they can accomplish when united. We've got networks they can't predict, tactics they can't counter, and determination they can't break. And now we've got you, insider who knows their every strategy. That won't be enough. Starts matter. Everything begins somewhere. Chen gestured at the city waking up below. 3 days ago, every person down there thought slavery was ancient history. Now they know its current threat. And they've all chosen to fight rather than submit. That's not tactical advantage. That's existential commitment. That wins wars. Zarthix considered this. In 3,000 years, she'd never faced species with existential commitment to anything except survival. Humans committed to principles, ideas, dreams of what might be. You really believe you can change the galaxy. Outcome's negotiable. Effort isn't. Chen turned from the window. Come on. We've got work to do. 90 days won't stretch itself. They returned to the planning room where others had continued working. Displays showed production facilities ramping up, orbital construction accelerating, communication networks spreading, and beneath it all, new messages flowing between Earth and distant star systems. Careful introductions. Offers of partnership, seeds of alliance. The galaxy didn't know it yet, but something had shifted. Not in any single battle or declaration. In the quiet determination of species refusing to accept that slavery was anyone's natural state. In the joining of former empress with former enemies. In the thousands of small choices humans made every hour to build rather than destroy, cooperate rather than destroy, cooperate rather than dominate, hope rather than despair. Zarthix sat among them, contributing what she knew, learning what they understood. For the first time in millennia, she felt uncertain. And oddly, unexpectedly, she felt alive. Because uncertainty meant possibility. And possibility was something humanity gave to everyone they touched. Gift and weapon, hope and threat, all wrapped in simple question. Why accept what we can change? The Council's fleet would come. The battle would be terrible. The outcome remained uncertain. But in that Beijing planning room, as humans and alien worked toward impossible goal, the galaxy's future had already shifted. Humanity had declared war not on empire, but on inevitability. And they'd recruited their first ally from the heart of the system they meant to overthrow. That mattered more than any weapon, more than any fleet. Because revolutions don't begin with force. They begin when someone in power looks at the powerless and decides to join them instead. Queen Zarthix had made that choice. Others would follow. Or they wouldn't. Either way, humanity would continue. Building, fighting, dreaming impossible dreams until they became inevitable truths. That's what it meant to be human. And now, perhaps, it's what it meant to be free anywhere in the galaxy. The 90-day countdown had begun.